This guy goes crazy. But when it matters, right? When the lights are shining bright, he disappears, and that's who he is. It's not a fluke. It's not a one-time thing. It's who he is. Now he will, like, I'm not saying he's never had a good playoff game, but those are, and what I would like to know is how many playoff games he's played overall. That's a stat that we need to uncover. But still, when you compare him to Steph, to LeBron, to KD, it's not even we're not even in the same ballpark at all anymore. And he's played a lot of playoff games, and he's done a lot, man. When it comes to like being a 3-point shooter, bro, he's gonna finish his career being top three. He's gonna be top two, top three all time, right? But remember, those are regular, that's all regular season. And regular season matters until it doesn't matter. And that's what we see with Harden. It doesn't matter with him. It doesn't, he might be nice, but it doesn't matter. So now that we are in the second round, we do have the Warriors versus the Timberwolves. On paper, the Timberwolves are like a way better team. On paper, they're a way better team than they are. However, these are two like lower seed teams. We got the 6 seed versus the 7 seed. So in terms of what they've done in the regular season, they're pretty much evenly matched. So it is interesting to see if the Warriors can pull it off. They said this is the first season, this is the first series that the Warriors are not favored to win. So since they've been winning titles, even when they're up against, even if they're a lower seed, if they're against a better team like the betters and everybody like that, the league, they felt that like they could still pull it off because when you have a guy like Steph Curry, you can pull it off. Like you can do some things that other teams can't do. So on paper, the Timberwolves definitely have a better team. I wouldn't mind. I don't mind either way. I like to see. I would like to see, the Warriors and their legacy to still kind of go on and like see some greatness. I am rooting for a good series. If Ant Man and them boys are able to pull it off, I wouldn't be mad at it either. It would mean that trade that they made for Julius Randle and getting Dante DiVincenzo was a smart trade. It looks like it was a smart trade even on the Knicks side of things. But yeah, it would make that a good trade. This series can go seven. I say that this series goes 7 games, and I'm gonna give a slight edge just because I want them to win. I'm gonna give a slight edge to the Warriors. Warriors in seven for that, and that's just about to start. The Nuggets and the Thunder are going at it, and we seen the Nuggets win game one on a buzzer beater. And a lot of people feel like the Thunder kind of threw that game away. Everybody loves the Thunder. I say that the Knicks have the best five, but people will say like, nah, like for real. Let's look at the Thunder. The Thunder got the best five. Now, talent wise, yeah, you're probably right. And when you think of like Shea, how much better is Shea Gilgeous Alexander than Jalen Brunson? You know what I'm saying? But like I think all those other guys, I think they're pretty much evenly matched. However, it's gonna be interesting to see. Now they did lose game one. It's only game one, right? For the Thunder. But this is the thing. If the Thunder, for whatever reason, if they can't get out the second round, for a second season in a row, if they can't get out the second round, I think people are gonna look at them a little bit funny. People are gonna look at SGA a little bit funny. They're gonna be, he might start getting Carmelo comparisons where, yeah, yo, you an amazing player, you a great player. You know what I mean? You had you led one of the best teams in the league, but like for whatever reason, when them lights are shining bright and this pressure and you're playing possession for possession, because that's the thing with these games. Playoff basketball is differently because it's like you cannot afford to throw away possessions. You have to make the most of it, and it's gonna look away. I think people are gonna question SGA's winning ability. They know his skill is there. They know his talent is there. They know the stats are there. But people are gonna question his winning if they don't pull it off against the Nuggets. The Nuggets are in kind of they got a fucking interim coach in the playoffs. they you know what I mean, Aaron Gordon had a black eye like recently, so like people are suggesting that there might be some infighting there. I think the Nuggets have the tools, they have the team, but for whatever reason they do fall apart at times. I think OKC will pull it off. I think OKC will pull it off. OKC in 6. But man, but the Nuggets ain't no joke, man. Former NBA champions, they won the title 2 years ago. They still have the same nucleus. Are they as good as they were? Maybe, maybe not. But I am going with. I think OKC is gonna win though. On the East, we have. I mean, pretty much the East was they was like smoking teams. I mean, like except for the Knicks series was the best first round series. That was one of the best first round series. When the Knicks went against the Pistons. Shout out to the Pistons for making it, and Kate Cunningham is the truth for real, for real. But Brunson, man, is prior to clutch is the clutch player of the year. He is the clutch player. He's the best clutch player in the league. The Knicks were able to beat the Celtics. Now the Celtics, man, the Celtics, we already know how great they are and how good they are, and they do have they got some bench presence there. But watching game one, they built a 20-point lead, and I watched that lead just dwindle away, dwindle away, dwindle away. And the reason why it dwindled away was because they settled for shooting three-pointers. As the Knicks kept cutting that lead down, they were driving to the basket. They would hit an occasional three. They're driving to the basket. They're getting to the line. They're forcing turnovers. They're playing hard. They're playing hard throughout. And what we seen from the Celtics as their lead went down, what they tried to extend the lead by shooting three pointers, but they missed 43 pointers.